my name is Dicko. Come forth, come here. Gather close because we're going to fill your lunch hour with some lovely, lovely music. It is the ACMF official launch of our national songwriting competition. I'm particularly happy because I've been involved with this organisation for quite some time. Last year though, it was completely rained out. We were waterlogged, we couldn't have this. So I'm thrilled today that fortune has smiled upon us, and then we have a lovely, beautiful Sydney winter's day with the sun out. We've got some great entertainment for you. These people behind me, of course, are the good folk of the Royal Australian Navy Band. More of them later, but we're going to be hearing their fabulous sounds. But a little bit about the ACMF, the Australian Children's Music Foundation. I've been involved with them for about 6 years. I'm actually on the board, but what do we do? Well, as you just heard Russell Crowe say, yes, we've got friends in high places. Only 25% of kids in Australia have access to music education, which is, let's face it, rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Can you imagine a childhood without music? It would be awful because, let's face it, music is what emotions sound like. It helps kids connect with themselves, with each other, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And to think that 75% of kids who go to school in Australia don't have access to music education is terrible. And that's what we do. We aim to fill that gap. And we're very proud of the work we do. We go to wherever we are needed. A lot of schools may be on the wrong side of the tracks. We go to juvenile justice centres. And we see kids that the country's forgotten about. Lock them up, throw away the key, they're not going to get a second chance with us. Well, some of these kids, it's their first chance. I've been to some juvie justice centres, the programs we do with offenders, and you can see they can walk tall, they can look in the mirror and for the first time ever see some potential. Now that is fantastic. We also go to hospitals. We've been in bushfire affected schools down in Victoria. We're in Western Australia. We go to a lot of Indigenous communities, and that is really great because in some of these areas attendance rates at schools are as low as 60%. We put a program in and attendance jumps to 90-95. That's fantastic. We're getting Aussie kids to school and connecting with themselves. And as I say, when they play music, when they engage with each other, they walk tall. You're going to hear some music from some kids from Soldiers Settlement School soon. That's down in Matraville with their wonderful teacher Rachel Scott. I've been to some of her classes. There's about 30 odd different nationalities in that school. Some kids don't even speak English, they're newly arrived and they feel a little bit left out. Maybe, you know, some of these kids, you know, don't have the best home lives, but when they get to school and they get into these classes, they stand tall like giants, and it makes your heart sing. I absolutely know that this is a wonderful thing we are doing. Also, if you really want to focus on the academic side, we have proven that engaging kids in music helps with literacy and numeracy. So that's what we do. Now, what's this all about? The National Songwriting Contest. I've been a patron for this for about 7 years, and it's really just an opportunity to get kids in this country to not just consume music, not just watch Channel V or get on YouTube, but actually participate and write their own songs. And I have to say, it is fantastic sitting as a judge every year as I do on the songwriting contest, listening to these kids from age 4 through to 18. These songs are fantastic. To hear kids expressing themselves and engaging with music in such a meaningful way is brilliant. So if you've got a young songwriter, someone who's keen, let's face it, it's never been a better time to write music. Everyone's got a laptop, a smartphone. You can do it on your iPhone, for God's sake. So there's never been a better time for engaging in this competition. There's about $30,000 worth of prizes and instruments that go to schools and individuals. And as I say, we go from age 4 through to 18. Some of the stuff is unbelievable, and you're going to be hearing from a past winner very, very soon. But I've got to thank, first and foremost, the Australian Government Department of Education, Employment and Workplace Relations. They support us all over the country, and we thank them. And also our friends at APN News and Media, who've been so wonderful to us over the past 2 years with the ventures that we've been striking out. So thank you to those people. It really, really makes a difference, not just to us, but a lot of kids in Australia. So thank you so much. Okay, but what is an ACMF event without kids? Does anyone else hear the sound of distant drums? Yes is the answer. The fabulous kids of the Soldier Settlement School in Matraville. Give it up, guys!